I'm not going to get mad at you for being more prepared than the person who is going to be forced to sell themselves cheap because they weren't prepared. Do you understand? Does that make sense? So, what you're looking at in this market, in my view, is a liquidity issue. I, Nvidia comes out and they literally announce that they're making more money than God. They are off the charts in terms of how much money that earnings and out they could. Jensen Wong, the CEO of Nvidia, is heavily frustrated because he's like, "Damn, man, what do I got to do to make you happy?" Like, he's shocked that the stock market took his price down after those because it went up at first. Everybody was like happy, and then suddenly everything went down. Well, that's could be because the stock could be overvalued, even though they're making all this money. It also probably relates to broader macroeconomic indicators. So if one little catalyst pops off, if the Federal Reserve hints that they're going to lower interest rates, boom, everything takes off again. Uh, um, and so I would say that if you're a long-term investor, I think this is your opportunity. With Bitcoin, I'm definitely going to buy some Bitcoin. I want to buy the $83,000 Bitcoin because I believe it's going to become the $130,000, $140,000 Bitcoin all over again. And sometimes it's not even a matter of wanting to take advantage of the opportunity. A lot of it's a matter of being in position to take advantage of the opportunity. I talked to Tater this morning. That's our 15-year-old, and I was driving her to school. And you can only imagine the torture of a poor 15-year-old who has to listen to somebody like me every morning. Because I'm always thinking about stuff, and I'm overly hyper optimistic. I'm like, yeah, every day is a great opportunity to change your life, and if you want something, you can go get it. Like this, that's how I talk. I'm like a walking motivational speech, but maybe that was my journey, right? I was sad in high school, and I was like, man, fuck that. I'm not trying to be sad my whole life. I want to be happy. I want to win. I want to feel good about life. So I'm sorry. That's just something that's just who I am. That's my brand of crazy. But one thing I remember telling her is I said the reason I think you're going to be enormously successful is because you don't just want to do certain things, you're actually doing it, right? You don't just have the talent as a dancer and want to be a dancer, but you're actually imposing the discipline required to be a great dancer. I said, that's why you're going to win. You're going to succeed. And I just want you to see how great you are so that you can carry that confidence with you and get the most out of your ability. Right. So ultimately, when it comes to investing in the wealth and all that, we know everybody wants money. A lot of people even know how to get money. Some people do. But then it's like, but do you have the discipline to be prepared and to actually execute? Do you have the courage to execute? And do you have the discipline to be consistent in your execution? If you have those things, then and I told her, I said, if you have those basic elements in your life, then there's nothing you cannot have. You can desire anything because you know that that desire is going to be manifest into a reality because you know how to put gas in the tank. You don't just have the nice car, you know how to put gas in the car and drive the car to the destination, which is completing the goal. And I said to her, I said, guess how many people, I said, out of all the people that have New Year's resolutions, I said, guess what percentage of people actually keep their New Year's resolution? She said, what? I said, I think the number is less than 5%. So most people don't have that ability. Most people don't have the ability to connect what they want to what they're actually doing on a day-to-day basis to get what they desire. And typically it's due to some sort of issue related to a lack of consciousness or some emotional disposition that's not consistent with achieving the goal. They either get distracted easy, they get discouraged because things didn't go right, or they're just lazy, right? Like it's hard to do stuff you don't want to do, right? Right?